Buying or selling real estate can be stressful. After all, it's not any old house we're talking about, it's your home. So when it's time to buy or sell, you want to make sure your search is in capable hands. That's why we turn to Angie Cole and the team at Ecole Realty. You've seen Angie featured on HGTV's House Hunters. Realtor magazine named her one of the top realtors in the country. And just ask us, the numbers back her up. So listen up as we cover all the ins and outs of buying and selling a home here in the Triangle. It's time for the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole.
Welcome to another edition of the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of Ecole Realty right here in the Triangle. I'm Walter Storholt. Thanks so much for joining us this week. We've got a great show on the way today. For the Neighborhood Spotlight, we're headed to downtown Raleigh. And of course, we'll answer your questions as well. But first,
time to celebrate. It's the Ecole Realty Rundown.
Well, this is that part where we like to kick off the show with a great recap of what happened in the past week with Angie and her team, how many homes they bought and sold, and how many folks they helped here in the Triangle reach a successful conclusion to their home transactions. So, Angie, what's the recap this week?
Yeah, so we had 5 closings this past week. First of all, we had John and Melissa who purchased a home in Raleigh, and my buyer specialist, Amanda, helped John and Melissa, and this is the first of 6 closings that she'll have this month.
Wow.
So helping a lot of happy buyers out there. We then have Steve and Kelly in Holly Springs who purchased a home. We have another buyer, Rob, with 2 B's. I love his name, R-O-B-B. So Rob, yeah, he purchased a home in Durham. And then we had 2 seller closings. So we have one closing, which was actually with my custom builder. So Glenwood Builders is one of the builders that I represent. He is currently building down in Selma. I've also helped him building in Fuquay as well. And in probably the next 3 to 4 months, we'll be releasing more lots in Fuquay.
Nice.
But this is custom built homes, built 100% to your specifications. And we had a client who just closed, and they closed on their what's called like a construction loan. So they will now start the process of actually building their home. So they're probably another, maybe 6 months out. But they closed down in Selma. And then we have Jim and Gina. Jim and Gina are actually my next door neighbors, and they closed on their home here in Raleigh, and they are moving just to the area, staying in the kind of the 5 Points area. But Jim and Gina just closed on their beautiful home, and so now I have new neighbors who I need to still go meet. Maybe I need to go cook them a lasagna or something.
You got to cook them something.
Yeah, I need to meet the new neighbors. So yeah, 5 happy clients that closed this past week with Ecole Realty.
Oh, fantastic. So as is tradition here on the Savvy Realtor, in order to congratulate those 5 closings from the past week, 5 steak sizzles. All right, congratulations once again to all of those folks who closed on homes this past week. If you want to get in touch with Ecole Realty and experience one of these kinds of success stories, have your home transaction celebrated with steak sizzles or doorbells or whatever fun sound effect we come up with here on the show each week, you can certainly do that by reaching out to Angie Cole and her team at Ecole Realty. They serve you not only starting in the downtown Raleigh area, but branch out from about an hour from downtown Raleigh in any direction, and Angie Cole and her team will help you out here in the Triangle. If you'd like to get in touch and talk about buying or selling your home, Angie can set you up with a complimentary consultation as a buyer or a seller. Just call or text her at 919-538-6477. That's 919-538-6477. You can also find Angie online at ecolerealty.com. Cole is spelled C-O-L-E, or just Google Angie Cole. She's going to pop up if you Google her and type in Angie Cole Real Estate. You're going to find her right there. So that's another easy way to get in touch. Well, as I mentioned, we've got a great show on the way today, but we always also like to start off the program by answering some of your questions. And I've got 3 really good ones for you this week, Angie. The first of which comes to us from James in Raleigh. James says, "We are bummed out." I'm sorry to hear that, James. "We submitted an offer on a home with our agent's help the other day. The listing agent confirmed we were the only bid. The next day, we got a notice that a different offer had been accepted. Why didn't the listing agent tell us about the other offer? Aren't they obligated to do that? We would have been willing to go higher on our price and negotiate. did our agent mess something up here?
So I know, first of all, yeah, James, that's definitely a bummer for sure. I know it's upsetting when you make an offer only to find out that you've lost out and didn't even have the opportunity to improve your offer.
Weren't even in the game, really.
Yeah, and we've had that happen to our clients as well. You had a couple of questions in there. First of all, aren't they obligated to share with you that there's another offer? They're not at all. We are obligated as real estate professionals to share any and all offers with our client, being our seller. But as far as us disclosing to the flip side, the buying agent that's representing you, that we have other offers on the table, we're not required to do that. I know often I do not, depending on the situation. Say, for example, I have 2 offers that come in. One is this amazing offer that we would take it and accept it. But we got a second offer, not as great, but I more than likely would probably go back to that second offer and give them the opportunity to improve their offer. But I might not go back to that first offer and let them know that I have a second offer because I don't want to kind of play games in a sense and scare them away.
You want to use negotiating leverage, but not necessarily game the system?
I mean, sometimes it's not worth me going back to that best offer and say, hey, we now have another offer. Do you want to improve your offer? Because it could backfire on us. That first offer can say, you know what? I don't care to get in multiple offer situation. I'm retracting my offer. And now we've lost the best offer that we have, because we just scare them off because there's multiple offers. So I'm not required as a listing specialist to disclose that there's other offers. Now, depending on the situation, sometimes we do. Sometimes we say, hey, we have 5 offers currently. We're asking for a highest and best by this time. Present your offers. Some people stay put. Other people, will improve their offers. Some might retract their offer. So the situation really depends. Here in North Carolina, we cannot disclose the terms of the offer. So, although we have an offer, I can't go to the next party and say, hey, this offer, they gave us $250,000 with a 10-day due diligence. Can you do $251,000? It's not like an auction.
You can't turn it into an auction.
Yeah, no, not at all. So you cannot disclose, the offers.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It can be interesting because sometimes, when I'm representing the seller, I could receive 3 offers, say. 2 can be right in line of where we're listed, and then another offer could go and offer $10,000 to $15,000 above. But the thing with not knowing what the other parties offered is you're taking that risk of just really overpaying and paying more than what you would need to, right? So did your agent make a mistake? I don't know. Maybe they missed an email, but more than likely, I bet there was just an amazing offer that came in. The seller did not want to risk, losing out on that offer, so they just accepted it instead of taking the time to go back to you and ask if you wanted to revise your offer. They can do that if they want. I almost always highly suggest to my sellers, let's just give it a hot moment. Let's take the opportunity to at least go back to the other parties, to see if they'll improve their offer. We don't have to say anything to the best offer that we have, but let's just see if we can get someone else up some. Because my job as a listing specialist is to represent the seller and get them the best terms possible. So
maybe they're like James and we're willing to go a lot higher. They just thought they'd take their first stab at maybe a lower offer.
Of course.
Thinking there might be no harm in it, but that exposes another risk here. I'm not saying James lowball the offer here, but that could be a risk of if you're like, well, let's just don't lowball, or even if you're not viewing it as lowball, let's just see how good a deal we can get. In this market, you may be opening yourselves up for not even being considered as competitive. Right.
So on the opposite side, when we're representing our buyers, if we know it's in a price point that, it more than likely will go quick, have multiple offers, we tell our client, we're not trying to negotiate back and forth and necessarily get you the best deal at this point. If you want to solidify this home, we need to go in with our strongest offer first. Let's not waste any time, because like this position, that James was in, it sounds like he made an offer and someone else slid in and swooped it up. And like you mentioned, a verbal offer is not an executed contract. Until both buyer and seller sign the contract, any other party can make an offer on this home. So sorry, James, that you're in that position. You need to get back out there, make another offer on something else, make sure it's a strong offer, and also make sure that your agent is pushing to get a quick response too. Timing is everything. And if you are thinking about buying a home and you want to understand the process from start to finish, we typically say, hey, first connect with a real estate agent. Then we connect you with our preferred lender. We also can tell you all about the process from contract to close as far as terminating terminology, the different stages, what monies are due and at risk at different points. But to receive a copy of our home buying guide, which is a wonderful resource whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can text the word contract to the phone number 555-888. So once again, if you are thinking about buying or selling a home and you want to understand the steps of our buying process, you can text the word contract to the phone number 555-888.
Again, great way to find out that just entire process, whether you're buying or selling. You get this downloadable guide right there on your smartphone. You just text the word contract to the number 555-888. What'll happen is we'll send you a text back with a link. You click on that link, and you'll be able to download immediately this buying guide that Angie Cole and her team have put together at Ecole Realty. Just text the word contract to the number 555-888. That'll help you tap into the knowledge of a top 15 realtor here in the Triangle, the team that helped 209 families last year buy or sell a home, and someone who has over 170 five-star agent reviews on Zillow.com. Get that downloadable guide right now on your smartphone by texting the word contract to the number 555-888. Stay with us. More coming up on today's edition of The Savvy Realtor.
Let's shine a little light on some of the Triangle's best areas right here on the Neighborhood Spotlight.
Do you enjoy finding out about new nooks and crannies in the Triangle? Well, that's what this segment of the Savvy Realtor is all about. We call it the Neighborhood Spotlight, where we get the opportunity to learn about a new area somewhere in the Triangle. Maybe it's a place we've been before, but often Angie teaches me about places I've never been here in the area, despite having lived here since 2005 or something like that. So, Angie, I'm interested to see where you're taking us this week.
Yeah, so I thought about it that we've never mentioned any type of subdivisions or condominiums in downtown Raleigh.
Okay.
We always focus on
always
more
go to
of
the outskirts.
Yeah, so I am taking you to downtown Raleigh,
all right,
to our capital. So our neighborhood spotlight is West Condominiums.
Okay.
So a high-rise condominium building in downtown Raleigh. The name kind of speaks for itself as far as location. It's located off of West North Street, so West Condominiums. These, of course, are convenient to everything. Mm-hmm. You know, if you live here, you can walk to a grocery store. There's now like a small little Harris Teeter in downtown Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we've been to that.
Have you?
Recently.
I haven't.
Yeah. We just happened to be in downtown Raleigh with my parents, and we needed to stop at the store for something, and we ended up stopping.
Was there much of a variety there? I mean, it kind of limited, I'm assuming, because it's not huge.
I thought it was fine.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We found everything we needed there.
Yeah, perfect. There's, of course, nightlife. There's shopping, boutiques, there's restaurants, so just everything you need right there in downtown Raleigh. You are centralized for sure. And there's always, events going on downtown. Food truck rodeos, there's marathons, there's, just something always on every block. So just a happening place to be. But a little bit about West Condominiums. So they have 1-bed, 1-bath condominiums, and then they go up to 3-bedroom, 2-bath condominiums. So we have a range. They start off around 17, 18 square feet, so more of like a loft, set up for that home. And then they range up to around 18, 90 square feet. So then much larger kind of penthouse, suite that we have in the condominium building. These were built in 2008. They range in the last year, they've sold anywhere from 230s up to 635. So definitely a big range there, but you will find that price range because not only of the square footage and size of the condominiums, but the way that condominiums are priced are as you go higher up in the building, you typically should have a better view. So the better views, will then have a premium on those.
Gotcha.
Also, just the position of the building. Are you overlooking a parking deck or are you overlooking the skyline? So the skyline, of course, would have a premium on those as well. So definitely a range when it comes to price point. They do have amenities there, of course. They have just a gorgeous pool with a cabana. There's like a clubhouse area with like a whole kitchen bar set up. You can hang out with your friends. Wi-Fi, of course. The building is security, about like gated, but in some sense, there's a security guard who is on site 24 hours a day. So very safe. So in order to get into the building, you must show identification, of course. And there are currently 3 active homes available or condos available within the building. One thing with condos, you will tend to find that the HOA dues could be a little bit steeper than normal. And the reason being are not only are we covering, all of the amenities, but it's also covering your master insurance policy. So if something were to happen to the building, the master insurance policy will actually pay for the rebuilding of the building, and your homeowner's insurance is less expensive because it covers just from the walls in. Okay? HOA dues also include garbage pickup as well. So you can throw your garbage outside your door, and there's a daily service that will come and pick it up. So once again,
there's some benefits that come along with that.
Just kind of that
price.
low maintenance, lifestyle is what we tend to find, with living in a condo like this. So once again, our neighborhood spotlight is the West Condominium building in downtown Raleigh, which are high-rise condos.
That's a pretty cool place. You talk about being near everything. I mean, it's right off that main drag of Glenwood where Hibernian Pub is, Carolina Ale House, the steakhouse, Sullivan Steakhouse is there. Free plug for Pho Noodle Kitchen and Bar.
Yeah.
The Vietnamese place there.
Yes.
Really cool place where they open up this like garage door.
I haven't been yet.
It's really good.
But
and
I
grilled
had...
squid. 2 words, grilled squid.
Really?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I had some pho actually last night.
Yeah.
Uber
Eats.
Eats.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really did. I've been craving it, but I haven't been to that place. I need to check it out.
It's good because it's right downtown. It's just neat. And they open up the garage door, and it feels like you're eating outside, but yet you're
cool
covered.
New thing to do.
It's a cool hip place.
Yeah.
We like it. It's neat.
Whiskey Kitchen has that garage door style too, and I loved going there. The food there is amazing. I mean, there's so many fun and good places to eat in downtown Raleigh, and new things just popping up all the time. Who is it? Her name's Ashley Christensen, I think. I would hate if I got that name wrong, but she is known as being this amazing chef in downtown Raleigh and has opened up several different venues like Pool's Diner. I don't know if Stanberry's hers or not, but several different downtown locations.
Sure. We'll give her credit for whatever,
There you
just
go.
lots of good places.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a great location. West Condominiums. If you are interested in learning more about purchasing in West Condominiums, or maybe it's another condominium complex in downtown Raleigh that might be a fit for you, if you've ever thought about that lifestyle and what the real estate situation would look like. Angie Cole and her team have worked with a lot of people who have bought and sold condos like this in downtown Raleigh and can help you kind of navigate those waters. If you want to reach out to her, you can call or text Angie at any time, even right now during the show. 919-538-6477 is that number. Don't worry, we won't put you on the air, but you can have a one-on-one conversation with Angie about what you're looking for. 919-538-6477 is the number. Again, that's 919-538-6477. Call or text Angie to get in touch with her to talk about what you're looking for today when it comes to buying or selling here in the Triangle. Much more coming up on today's edition of the Savvy Realtor. Stay right there.
Each week, we unpack the mortgage process of buying and selling. This is The Mortgage Moment with Chris Murray of Homeside Financial.
So, Chris, what are the differences between getting a loan from a bank versus a mortgage from a broker?
So a bank typically has one set of products that they are selling to the customer or that you can shop around for with a customer. A broker typically has lots of different banks that they can shop with to find the best rate, the best product to fit your specific needs. Typically, a broker can sell a bank's product cheaper to the customer than a bank can sell the product to themselves.
So let me ask the obvious question. Why would anyone ever go directly to a bank?
Some people feel the relationship with their bank is pretty important. They don't want to make a mortgage payment to someone other than their bank, so they choose their own bank for their personal relationships.
But that almost seems a little bizarre, right? I mean, what are you trying to avoid having to choose a separate login and password to pay your mortgage, which could cost you, tons of money for that one little convenience?
Absolutely. But some customers are really comfortable with their current bank. They don't want to increase their relationships. They'd rather have everything in one spot because it makes it easier life for them.
Now, when you say that there's multiple options if you go to a broker, does that just mean, you can get FHA or conventional, or even within those brackets, there's just more that's at the broker's disposal?
not necessarily with a loan product, but with the ability to shop the best interest rate. So, for example, a broker may have a relationship with Wells Fargo or BB&T, which are two of the local banks here in Raleigh. They can shop their particular products, FHA, conventional, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, VA, USDA, with those local banks and typically offer a better rate than what those banks can offer their own customers.
So if you're ready to take those next steps and speak with Chris with Homeside Financial to get pre-qualified, you can either call or text at 919-538-6477. From there, Chris will follow back up with you to start that qualification process. So once again, you can text or call at 919-538-6477 to start the pre-qualification process.
This is the show that helps you navigate the ins and outs of buying or selling a home here in the Triangle. It's the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole and the team at Ecole Realty.
Well, it's almost time to wrap things up here on the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole this week. Walter Storholt here along with you as well. In case you're just joining us, Angie is the owner and broker in charge of Ecole Realty, one of the top real estate agents here in the Triangle. We host this show each and every week to help you learn a little bit more about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home in the area. If you'd like to get in touch with Angie, you can call or text 919-538-6477. Again, that's a 919 area code, 538-6477. Angie will cap off the week by digging into the mailbag one more time and pulling up a question here from Kevin in Holly Springs. Kevin says, we own 3 different properties. We're looking to sell them all and condense down to one as we get ready to retire. What's the best way to go about timing the sales of all of those? Doing 3 at once plus buying a new one at the same time seems kind of crazy.
Kevin, it can seem kind of crazy, but that's where our team comes into place. You know, when it comes to selling your home, we always tell our clients, our sellers, that, you know, the only headache throughout all of it is the showings and just packing up. So beyond that, we are handling everything on the back end. And with 3 homes to sell, I'm assuming you don't live in 2 of them, right? I don't know if they're tenant occupied, if they're now vacant, but there's nothing that you personally, it won't be a hindrance to you. You won't be bothered why we are allowing, you know, potential clients to come through your home or potential buyers. So let us do all the work for you on the back end when it comes to selling. We, of course, also can help you on the buy side for finding a new home, but we can just knock it all out at once, you know, but that's something that we should definitely have a conversation to understand. Okay, what are the current situations of each home? You know, is one tenant occupied and the lease expires in a month? Maybe we decide to wait until that lease expires. Is one tenant occupied, but the lease expires in 2019? Maybe we decide, hey, we'll sell this strictly as an investment property with the tenant being in place. Maybe then one is your primary residence. So it's understanding, you know, what the situations are with each home, but don't be scared of selling all 3 at the same time, because once again, it's our job to handle everything for you. We will make it seamless. You know, the transition will be super smooth, and we handle everything on the back end. We only reach out to you and we tell you when something is needed. So there's nothing for you to do other than just sit back, let us do our job, let us market for you, let us get the home sold. And when we need something or it's time for you to do something, we tell you, hey, we need this answered. We need you to do this. So yeah, let us run with it and make the process just easy peasy and get you into a new home.
If you're doing them one at a time, that could, you know, take a while to get through that process, and you kind of want to just be done with it, it sounds like. Based on the way you phrase the question, you're ready to just get rid of them, move to one, you want to simplify. Be done with it.
That's how I feel.
You're going to be in home selling mode, so why not just stay in home selling mode and knock all of them out? Right.
I feel almost like you are just dragging the process on, and you'll be over it and kind of just frustrated with the process if you allow it to go on and on and on for months, because we do one home at a time.
Right.
So yeah, let's just knock it out. Might be a little crazy, just you know, maybe with, you know, hey, questions about this home, now this one, but let us knock it out for you and be done.
I'm trying to think of any downsides here, and the only thing I can really think of would be if they were all on the same street. Then you might hurt yourself from a competition standpoint, because there's all this inventory on one street. So
or if, hey, you don't like this one, we're selling the very same one, another one next door. You know, we can bump you over to this one. But yeah, I mean, the likelihood of that happening probably not. So and also we could definitely, I don't like to talk about what we charge, but if we're selling all three at the same time, I probably can get you a little bit of a discount on our services, just because we can group in the stage and the photography, just like a builder. If a builder's building one home versus building 5 at the same time, he will cut down on his overall cost. So would love to start that conversation and chat with you both about your buying and selling needs. And so with selling, your home, it sounds like you need a value for all three. Of course, they are different homes, so we need to treat each one individually as far as, to-dos and for making sure that we give you a good value, or what the value would be on your home should you decide to sell all three. So if you are thinking about selling your home and you want to understand the value of your home, what is your home worth? A great way to get started is by texting the word listing, 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 to the phone number 555-888. And from there, we will send you back a text. There will be a link inside the body of the text. Click the link and then make sure you input your contact information and your address for the home that you would like to receive a value on. And we will then send you back what the home is worth. So once again, if you're thinking about selling your home, a great way to get started is by understanding the value. You can text the word listing to the phone number 555-888.
Again, it's a very easy process to get that initial value estimate on your home. All you have to do is send a simple text, click a couple of buttons, takes about 30 seconds, and you find out the value of your home. Just text the word listing, LISTING, to the number 555-888, just like you're texting a friend. Put the word listing in the message and send it to the number 555-888. Great opportunity to find out what your home is worth and get that selling process started. Take advantage of the great market that exists right now here in the Triangle with Angie Cole and her team at Ecole Realty. Once again, just text the word listing to 555-888. Thanks for joining us this week on the Savvy Realtor with Angie Cole.